I don't know if I would be here today without all of their help and their support.
They were out of this world fabulous.
They treated me like I was a guest more than a patient.
Her heart was taken apart and put back together again.
Every patient deserves and should have the care that I'm getting at Summa.
They're my doctors, but they're my friends.
I'm cancer-free because of them.
With every patient, every day, Summa Health delivers personal, life-changing care.
Yeah, I'm just so proud of these guys to play as hard as they played. You know, it wasn't long ago, too many years ago, where we weren't on the field with Ball State. You know, when we first got here, and these guys have made steady progress. But I just think mostly just from week to week, and to watch our guys play. It's the second time our defense has held the other team out of the end zone this year. It's nice to these kids to come out there and be 2-0 in our conference. And it was a good team win. Offensively, we put points on the board early. I know we missed a couple opportunities to get some big plays, but we came right back and hit Quadarius for a big touchdown that kind of iced it away. Then defense put another one on the board for us at the end. And so it was awful good. Good team win. Kicking game, our punting, our field position from our kicking game, mostly really good. Overall, please, we had 90 offensive plays. That's a lot of time to be on the field when you got 90 plays and on the field for 33 minutes, almost 34 minutes in the game. And that's going to keep our defense off the field, and you're usually winning when you do those things.
First question, what did that goal line stand do for you guys? It seems like that was the plan to do.
It could. You're probably right. You know, when I look at the Quadarius catch was kind of a late. That's if you don't make that goal line stop, it might change their personality. They might change their feeling about what they're doing in that ball game. Momentum is an elusive thing, and we had it, and that was big. That was as big a stop as we had because they were running the ball pretty good for a little bit there.
What about you, Ulysses? With that defense, what were you guys saying when looking at Huntley at a 4th and 1?
We weren't saying nothing. We just said we got to stop him. It was that simple. We just went out there and knew what we had to do. Not let him get in the end zone. That's our mentality.
What was the difference between him in the first half and the second? Did they just get away from what was working for them?
I think sometimes our defense recognizes what they're doing, and all of a sudden what they did the first time doesn't work second time, and our defense makes adjustments, on the field adjustments, halftime adjustments, and those things. And so I just think we go out there and don't make little mistakes. Like I said, the one thing I think our defense, they started to run the ball a little bit. We had a couple of drives where they ran the ball well. They came and tightened that back up.
You only carried the ball 5 times. You carried it 20 in the first half and only 5 in the second.
You know, I'm reading my stats. I should never read stats in the middle of my press conference. I'm reading Ball State stats on the left. They had 90 plays. We had 62. Overall, we didn't run the ball as much at the end. You know, we had 3 and outs. We felt like we could get a deep ball on them, and we missed a couple. You know, and we had some plays, but we had a few 3 and outs. When you get 3 and outs, you don't get the carries that you got. And we probably missed. I think when it was 17-3, and our defense was having a couple of good runs. We missed a couple opportunities offensively to go out there and ice that football game. We'll go back and look at it, but I know in the second quarter we really started running the ball real well against them. We'll have to look at the second half because again it was a pretty even fought ball game in the third quarter because we weren't take advantage of what we needed to do until the defense kept stopping them.
The one thing you got is the most veteran quarterback in the league. He looked like it today. Can you kind of talk about that?
Me or Tommy?
Yeah.
No, like I said, we expect a lot of. I think when you're a 5th-year senior and you've played a lot of football, the you always get a lot of credit when things go right and when things go wrong. But we really have come to expect Tommy knows our offense. He knows what A.J. Milwee expects out of each play, and he knows what we want to do. And a lot of times you can't see a hitch throw on a play where they overload the box, and we just make a simple hitch throw and it picks up 13, or we make the right read and go from here to there. And so that's critical to us. And I think as you watch the ball game from both sides of the field, you saw where a 5th-year quarterback runs our system and runs our offense, keeps us moving the football.
Players?
Tommy, why don't you talk about that? I mean, do you feel like the most veteran quarterback in the league? I mean, you played it today. You look around. There's a lot of guys that you placed back up today and last week. I mean, it's tangible from upstairs that you're different from these other guys that are playing. Did you sense that on the field?
I mean, it's just me, just
doing what we do every day, so, a coach has a game plan and you just got to follow it, and that's just what it is. I would say, 5 years is a long time being in one system, and if you really commit to it, and you got to know it. So, and I played somewhat like around 3 years, so that's a lot of time to actually know and feel what's going on out there. And personally, I felt like I didn't have the greatest game, but a win is a win, and we'll take it. And just telling the defense, credit to them. Defense played great. All them 3 and outs, and we couldn't put those points on the board and try to really put the game away. And a lot of missed throws coming on me, and it's just something I just got to work on. And just, it's in the past now, so I just got to get better.
The men's deep balls, is that a timing issue still, or you just?
I just missed them.
I guess when I'm asking about being a fifth-year guy, I remember your first time you played Ball State. At Ball State, I think you had like 5 interceptions or something like that.
As a team.
What do you say, 10, Coach?
As a team.
Oh,
we had 5. He didn't have them all. We had a bunch, I remember.
Yeah, I threw 4 in the second half.
Yeah, 4 in the second half, and I think you may have
at Ball State.
Yeah, at Ball State, and they had 5 in it. So when I say the most veteran quarterback in the league, and you looked at, that's when I'm comparing it to. Can you kind of talk about it in that, looking through that window?
Just, when you're younger, I wouldn't say, well, yeah, kind of, you're somewhat experiencing, you're just trying to try things out. And that's pretty much it, and back then I didn't really have a lot of time. So when that game's over, that's something to learn from. I didn't have really a lot of games to learn from, So that's just pretty much it, just learning from my mistakes. And 4 interceptions in the second half is it's a lot. And even if I didn't play a lot, it's just something I couldn't do. I remember that every time. That was my second start. Yeah, so I remember that all the time. Because I played actually well in the first half, and then the second half just went downhill from there.
Yeah, Coach, you guys are tied for first at least.
Well, you list these. They made 13 tackles. I think our leading tackler was all over the field today, and that had a lot to do with it. Somebody said that we're up alone. I haven't seen the max scores that Miami lost and Ohio lost.
Miami lost and Ohio lost.
It's funny. We're gonna savor all of that. I know right when I was walking onto the field, I saw Iowa State winning play against. It was on TV here as I was walking out. And I just held off on it because I want to make sure it's a great comment after a win, not very good after a loss. But you every one of those become motivators because, like I say, you want your players to play with confidence and believe in ourselves. And quite often you read about yourselves and you wonder what you are. I said, well, just wait and let's see how those other teams might be pretty good. Number 4 Penn State might be pretty good, and Iowa State may be the up and coming team in the Big 12, and Troy won 10 last year, and they beat LSU on the road. So maybe some of our losses they're not any easier to swallow. But if you can say, you know what, we can be pretty good if we keep getting better. I think the key is that we have to keep getting better, and we learn from those losses and come back and get better each week. Because, like I say, into the furnace, out of the furnace into the fire right now. As we go in Western Michigan next week, out of the frying pan into the fire, however that saying goes, So, but I do believe all those things that have happened will be motivators to our team. We haven't had enough success to be overconfident. I can't imagine. We're hungry. Yeah. We're all hungry. It was a tough year. I don't want to go back to even talk about it. We're all hungry. Our team's been hungry for a long time.